It works. Welcome to Our Generation with Melissa Shaw, where we educate, empower, and inspire. And I'm super excited about my guest this week, Miss Ashley. We met here at
Yay.
P30, which obviously everyone knows is my second home besides Farm Free Coffee Shop, which I have to give a shout out to Farm Free for sponsoring my last event. Um, couldn't have done it without them. And if you haven't been there, they have amazing coffee and tea. Have you been there
Ooh,
before?
I've never been there. Where is this located?
82nd in Allisonville.
Oh, I'll have to check that
They are
out.
open from Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're
Oh,
in the where Trader Joe's is, that
yes, yes. I
strip
know
mall.
exactly where you were talking about.
Yeah, it's a really nice atmosphere, good vibe. Yeah, so definitely have
Okay.
to check it out. And it's a
Listen.
CBD dispensary too.
Yes. Okay.
So you want to get
Okay.
some chill on? That's the
Have a
spot.
little calm little moment.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
I'm always down for calmness.
absolutely. So
Yes.
welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you on. You have a lot going on right now.
I do.
That's
I'm excited.
exciting.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
so just
we really do.
yeah, just tell people a little bit about you and your background and kind of
Okay.
where you what
So,
brought you to where you are now.
my name is Ashley Morgan. I am the founder of Honest Living for Young Women, which is popping really, really well right now. And I am the owner of the Fairy Cleaner Services. So I was born and raised here in Indianapolis, and I just grew up on the central part of Indianapolis, like towards downtown. And then, of course, I visit my cousins them on the far east side. So that's where I became familiar with the Far East Side. I do resign right now at P30, but Honest Living will be opening up their own building here
Yay!
next week. We will be
Next
having a
week?
launch party.
Oh my God,
Yes,
that's so
we'll be
excited.
having a launching party. I'm super
Where is
excited.
that located?
It is on 10th Street, so the address I'm still
No,
getting
you're good.
familiar with, but it is actually right on the corner of 10th and Tuxedo. I remember walking down them streets so many times back in the
Wow.
day. So please come and see us in the next couple of weeks. Just see what our spot looks like and what we do there.
I love that for
Um,
you.
I'm
How
so
long have you
excited.
like manifested having your own building?
So I always knew that for one, I was not the person to listen to authority. Like
Hey, some of us,
when it comes to in a space, I've always been a leader. So
yeah.
that's always been me. But anyway, so I originally had a dream. No, I'm not Dr. Martin Luther King, but
I mean, you
I did have a
you
vision and
channeled
a
your
dream.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
So that was very exciting. I had a dream. I was running a center, and the center had all these different elements in there for as like a kitchen to show the youth how to cook, a tutor, everything that Honest Living has right now. But I started putting it in play after I was a general manager for many years. So after so long, I was like, you know what? You only go get so far in a business, in a job. Why don't I start my own? I started off with the Fairy Cleaners. That was my for profit, of course, to give me some money to make it to the next move. And then once I started making enough money with the Fairy Cleaners. I just put my vision to play where my purpose was. I definitely went harder for. So, Honest Living for Young Women has been established since 2022. But you would think, with all of the things we have going on and all of the great positive changes we have had, that we've been here for many years. We've only been here for 2 years, and we're starting the ECA, the Early Career Academy, here in June.
Yes,
Our first program that is literally here to change everything.
I love it.
Starting with 16-year-olds to 24-year-olds.
And can you tell us a little bit about that program?
So this program is basically a way for us to, well, first of all, our mission is to um, provide the youth with knowledge, skills, and attitude to become the next entrepreneurs and leaders. Well, with our Early Career Academy, we're able to do just that. With my board members, we're all entrepreneurs. We all run our own organizations or companies. For instance, me, I'm a leadership coach. I teach leadership development skills. Approximately about 36 social skills is written in my book that'll be coming out soon called The Finding the Leader in You. Um, but One of my another one of my board members, Danita Johnson, she runs a business consulting program, and also her organization. I mean, her company is On Demand Consulting. And then I have my financial department. Of course, I'm going to bring them in. She is Ebony Lake, running Lake Consulting Firm, all the way from St. Louis. Come all the way
Okay.
down here just for our youth to be able to
Nice.
have that path, that education. So we all have these kind of classes. So leadership development, business consulting, entrepreneurship, financial education, and then we circle around to job training and readiness, and then computer education. So this basically gives them it's a 10-week program. They only come for 10 weeks. And during this 10-week program, they only there 2 days out the week. We take 25 students each cohort. Each cohort, like I said, is 10 weeks, and then 3 weeks off, 10 weeks again. We start with a different cohort. Once they are completed with this, we are going to be giving them, of course, a completion of certificate. I mean, a certificate of completion, and then they will also gain either a business mentor or a leadership coach. Well, I would say a mentor to make sure that throughout that year they are maintaining that path, that positive paths to keep them on their focused goals. But we are now asking for a 25 that we're asking for donations so that we are able to give them a stipend. Where we say, hey, you have the tools to be great, but here's $250 to buy you a computer, or here's this to start another trade or something you would like to go do. It's really for the youth who has dealt with community like poverty in the community, or they dealt with juvenile system, any kind of endangered situation where they could not or did not know where to go afterwards, but they have such big dreams. Come to me. I'll show you how to use all of those different kind of passions that you have and how to put them in play and go forward.
That. What made you want to do this?
So well, she's 15 now, but my daughter was 13 at the time. And I just wanted her to have a village. And when I thought about my daughter needing a village, I thought about all of the other youth who is probably striving for the same thing. My daughter is very, very like higher learning. Like, she's so smart, and she makes her own path. Like, literally, I do not have to say, hey, don't stay out late, because she's literally at home on time. Like, she don't go outside because she feel like outside is trouble. So she's really the passion to all of this with Honest Living for Young Women. But Honest Living came from my youngest daughter, who's 8. Her name is Honesty. So at the time when I first had her, I was like having a really bad time with being honest with myself and who I was. So I couldn't never think of her name. And the day that I had her, the only thing that popped in my mind was honesty. So I named her Honesty, and then I named the business after my daughter, and basically put my other daughter as the face of the business.
I love that.
Yes, I'm so excited. They're so happy about it. They can't wait to take over.
Yeah,
like, they're already trying to push me out the way. I'm like,
but that's what you want, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes you could create something and the kids like, I don't have anything to do with it.
Exactly.
I know, like my daughter, she's 19, and I started my nonprofit, and she's just now starting to take an interest in wanting to do things. And probably like you. Well, your daughter's 16.
She's 15. Well, my 17-year-old son, he has no interest. I don't know why.
Do you work? So it's Honest Living for women or for girls. So do you work with boys?
So Honest Living for Young Women, we originally started with young girls. But we have now taken on the role of helping the young men as well. So I wanted to change it to Honest Living for the youth, but I would have to change so many different things. But yes, now we also do women. So we have our women empowerment group that happens every 2 weeks, where we meet with the group of women. We have speakers come in, talk to them about money and budgeting, talk to them about business planning, talk to them about behavior skills, because it's a lot of us as mothers, we don't know that we have behavior skills, and this is where our kids get these kind of actions from or reactions from. So really, that's where this I came from, but also these are the things that we have that we provide out here for young women, young men, all the way up to, and then young adults, all the way up until, listen, elderly people come to our approach to the
Nice.
women empowerment group. Like it does, it's no limit on that.
Nice.
Yes.
So what are some things that you have besides the cohort that you do with the young ones?
So we have 4 sites. Two of our sites are schools. So we go into Phelan Leadership Academy, right over on Midhofer. And then we also go to Warren Online Academy. And we teach leadership development skills to the youth there. Those 2 places were for me. I did it for free for them, basically just wanting to show that this program works, and it has. Like you guys should see. Well, you will see on June 8th at our the growth ceremony what we have for our girls. But then the other 2 um, places are community centers. So one of us is the Carriage House East Success Center, and the other one is the Rock Community Center for Youth and Children. Um, that is located on 30th and Arlington, right behind the Eastern Star Church, over in that area. And then, of course, at P30, our Women Empowerment Group is here.
So will you still be doing some things here?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
P30 is a home to me. I ain't going
know.
nowhere.
I know, isn't it? I love the ones, Tamise and others that created this.
Yes.
Did a phenomenal job.
I mean, I've watched this building grow from day one when it was rocks on the ground still.
That's
I
what's
was
up, because
coming
I
in
didn't know
here
anything about it, and I hate that.
putting a helmet on. I was
Oh my
putting a little
God.
construction helmet on, walking through here. Like,
I love it.
that was the dopest time. I
Yeah.
mean, that really motivated me to, like, I want my own
I know,
building. I
for real.
want to see this moment.
Yeah.
So I am very. I've always called Miss Tamise the cross. I mean, Tamise Cross the boss.
Oh,
because she just empowers women
She
to
is.
really know that you can be whatever you want to be.
Absolutely.
So, like, I'm very excited about how
Yeah.
that plays out for me
And
here.
it says true to what P30 was created for.
Yes,
It's
yes.
for people to come, experience, and then go and spread it.
And it's so funny because some people come here and they want what they want. And sometimes when you want what you want, you're not going to get it right away. You have to be patient. So when I first started here, I always knew it was an incubator. I always knew the value of what was going to come out of here. But I was the type of person that, hey, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to get to know everybody. I want to get to know everybody because everybody has something to say.
Yeah.
Everybody has a voice. Everybody is teaching something or is providing something. So I ended up getting like very well with partnerships and collaborations. Like, a lot of people will call me now and say, hey, Ashley, what do you have going on? I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because of those relationships I built right here in P30. So I am really grateful.
No,
about
absolutely.
all that.
People like, do you have an office? I said, no, I sit right there.
Yes.
Because I got to be in the middle of everything so I can see the movement and people come in. Because I've met some really dope people just sitting there and having conversation. And they're like, what do you do? And, you just,
right.
Yeah,
I started in the littlest office here. The littlest one. I was in like a little closet. But now my office is big.
Yes.
My office is big. It sits 3 officers in there. Like, we are able to sit comfortably at that. So, like, yes.
So that progression, like, how was that for you? Because, we go.
So it was scary, of course. Yeah. Because it's like, you can, like, you see this happening, but then you like, what? I'm doing this? Like,
yeah.
So just being here and watching myself grow and seeing how I grew. Like, I went from, I had hair when I first started here, cut my hair. I went through so many different emotions. I went through so many different changes.
Yeah.
I went through a program with Janisha. Are you familiar with Janisha?
Yes, oh my gosh, she
went through her program, and it just made me really be more unapologetic about who I was. So, like, once I was able to fight those different challenges, the progression was wonderful. Now I'm actually able to congratulate myself and actually pat myself on the back and move forward. I just love how I grew.
That's
since
huge.
Day one. Like, I literally, before I started business, like, I was like working at Burger King. I was the general manager over there.
Yeah.
And I was like really pumping on doing all these different things, but I always knew that I had the potential to do something else. Like, that was just something always in my mind.
What was it that clicked for you where you're like, okay, that's it. I'm doing it. I'm drawing the line in the sand. There is no
Well,
excuses. I'm going for it.
for one, I was getting married. Like a week before I was getting married, my wife, it was a situation that I was going through where I was actually playing a role of assistant general manager, but I was the general manager because I had no manager there. So I was the one
Mm.
running everything. And this was happening like basically I was transferring from store to store, running these stores, like literally. And one day, like they came in and they told me like, hey, you're going to be able to be the general manager here in all these different things. So I'm excited. Well, then they come in with another manager and they're like, you need to train him to be a general manager. Oh no, I'm not.
Wow,
Because
wow.
if I can train somebody to be a general manager, that's me. Like, so
Absolutely.
um my wife was like, hey, we're getting married next week. Don't go, we're not going into our wedding, our marriage with this kind of stress. So I would let that go because you way greater than Burger King. Like you're better than
Mm.
Burger King. You could never just stop right there. So once that happened, I did have a friend that came and approached me and asked me like to start a cleaning company with them. So we did start a cleaning company together. It was like a couple months out. Like so, by the summer we had started a cleaning company. Everything went great. Everything went great. You know, we ended up separating from each other, but and then I went into the cleaning company by myself. But that's when that person came to me and was just like, hey, let's start a cleaning company together. For one, that person gave me an insight and motivation that she believed in me.
Hmm.
So then I was like, let's do this. If you believe in me and you see the work that I put out here, and let's go do what we got to do. But it just went further as I grew into that character to be more.
Hmm.
Of course, it just makes you more eager to want more and more. Oh, I
Hmm.
can do this. I can do that. Then I can do this. Oh, I
Yeah,
can do that
yeah.
type of thing. So yeah,
So the
that pretty
cleaning
much was my
business,
thing.
I love that. And the cleaning business, so what made you say, okay, I need to start this nonprofit and I need to focus on these young women?
So, first of all, the cleaning company started off with residential, and then we went into commercial. But now we just do Airbnbs.
Okay.
So we do Airbnbs and commercial, of course. So I thought, okay, the Honest Living has started. I did the run with the schools for free because I wanted to, test myself for the
Yeah.
most part. After that, it was more so of, hey, to my wife, can you run this cleaning company because I'm more focused on here. This excites me. This
Yeah.
makes me feel so good to see the face on these girls' faces. So I asked her to take over everything, and then I just put myself forth. I put myself in probably about 5, 6 roles here, honestly.
No, I feel that. Yeah. I love
Yeah,
that.
but
So
that
where
works
do you
out.
see it going from here?
So, honest living for young women is going to be so much bigger. This is just the beginning. My plan was to start an academy in 2025. So, I was gratefully blessed to be able to start it this year in 2024.
I love
And not
that.
even this year, the beginning of this year. So,
Right. Yeah.
but next we are wanting to start a group home.
Nice.
So this is exclusive. Don't go stealing it now. No, I'm just playing because we need plenty of them. So please steal it.
Yeah.
But I looked up group homes and I seen that we didn't have many here in Indianapolis. So
Really?
no, we don't.
I don't know why I thought we
We
had
have more
several.
shelters and things like that, but we
Mm.
do not have group homes that is literally for the youth that's coming out of an adoption system
Mm.
or from DCS or different things like that. So I wanted to start a group home, and this group home is going to be like no other. Just wait to see that.
I love that.
And then, of course, so the thing is to have 4 buildings. So all of these buildings will have the ECA running out of it. So all of them will have Early Career Academy, which means we'll be able to do 25 cohorts at each of these buildings
Nice.
at a time.
Yeah.
But also having that group home and having, probably a daycare in there and different things where we don't have no kind of things to stop us from
Yeah.
where we're going.
Taking all the barriers off
Every
the
barrier,
table.
exactly. All barriers will be in a place where you come and say, Miss Ashley, I got you no excuses.
No,
I got a bus
absolutely.
card. I got a
You're
daycare. I
right.
got this. I am no
Yeah.
excuses. I'm literally not leaving no
Because
spaces for
once you
excuses.
do that for them and they experience what that feels like,
Yes.
they're going to want to do it even more. And that's just going to push them. But when you're asking people to do certain things that they haven't even experienced, their motivation and their drive is not going to be there because they don't know what it looks like.
Exactly.
So I love that. And I had actually thought about wanting to have almost like a dorm because you have kids that graduate high school and parents like, I don't want you here.
Right.
They don't want to go to college. So what happens to them?
Right.
They have nowhere to go. So and what if there is a problem. Place? It is a problem.
Because when they turn 18, parents always think, oh, they're grown.
Oh my!
But they're not. Girl, they're just now. Their mind is just now registering that. Okay, I'm not my mom's responsibility no more. Now what?
My daughter is 19 and I look at her and I got married in 19 and I look at her and I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Like I was a baby.
Yeah, you was just in love at that point.
Girl.
And that was controlling everything.
That part. And that's why 14 years later we got divorced because it wasn't the proper way to
And that's funny because that was like me and my kid's father. We was together for about 14 years and then we was done.
Yeah.
And our relationship started about 17, 18 years old, and we up here locking ourselves in a whole relationship where there's way more out there for life.
Absolutely.
Way
so
more
just
out
thinking
there.
That what if there was a place where we can mimic what a college dorm would look like, but it's not for college. It still gives them a place, have programs in there where they can learn entrepreneurship because that may be what they want.
And have a path. And even if it's not entrepreneurship, the thing about leadership development, it teaches us how to act on a day-to-day. It teaches our day-to-day basic focus. It teaches us basically how to go about our day, how to use common courtesy. Like nobody uses that really no more.
No,
because it's out of the window.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, what was you?
No, I was gonna say I interviewed a company last week. It's called Pi Unlimited. And I'm going to connect you guys because they have a program where they teach soft skills.
Yes, that's where we are.
And soft skills are not being taught.
Yes,
they don't
communication
know how to
skills,
communicate. They don't
confidence,
know how
to cope with your emotions, so you don't be out here shooting people.
Right.
Because you're so mad. Because guess what? That's a temporary feeling.
Absolutely.
After you get done with that feeling, and now you locked down in jail, and you like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. But that's how we deal. We deal with the troubled kids, behavior kids, different kids that have these kind of issues, but teach them how to deal with these kind of issues.
And when I think of them, I don't think like, oh, they're trouble or they're like, no, they have not experienced.
And
they've only had one experience. And the experience that they've had has not been ideal.
Right.
And so because of that, they aren't going to have those skills.
Or they just don't have support.
You're asking these kids to perform and respond and react a certain way when they have not even been shown that.
Right. So for me, it's just like
so I love what you're doing.
Sometimes I blame the parents. I'm not gonna lie, only because these kids is striving for attention. They want to learn.
Yeah.
Like my program is fully a recommendation. I don't require you to be in here, but I would recommend you to be a part of this because I tell all my youth, this is your foundation. What you learn in this program is a foundation of what you're going to be in your life. It's just a beginning, a start of where you're going.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, we have a lot of parents who don't put everything to the side to make sure that their kids get this type of education or this type of programming. They would most of the pro organizations here in Indianapolis have lack of participation because the kids don't have nobody to bring them, or parents don't want to drop them off and pick them up. Different things like transportation, should I say, different things like that. So once we get an idea, we're not our kids' friend, but we're more so of the support system that they need to make sure that they strive in the right direction. We need to make sure also that they're doing the right programs. We need to, different things like that. Like my kids are in every sport the school have, my kids gets in it. I'm going to make sure y'all get picked up because this is something you love to do. Also, this is going to keep you out of trouble.
Absolutely.
Why would I not put you here and this is going to keep you out of trouble?
My daughter, she loved dance.
Yes.
She loved dance. And there was this dance class all the way in Noblesville. I live out here. I would
yes.
drive her to
Yes.
Noblesville because that's what she wanted to
Yes.
do. So yeah,
And we have to
it
be,
is
we have to
important.
show our kids that they that important
Mm-hmm.
to us that we will drop whatever it is to make
Yeah.
sure that they are able to attend these type of things that's out here given for them.
Yep. So where can
Provided.
everyone find you at and follow you and
Um,
support you?
so on Facebook, you can find me at Honest Living for Young Women, the Fairy Cleaner Services, Ashley Morgan. And then on our Instagram, it is abbreviated. It is honest. It is the HL4YW22. We are also on LinkedIn. Again, it's Honest Living for Young Women on LinkedIn, and that's about all of our social. Oh, you can find me at P30. You can find me at
Do you
our
have a
new
website?
Building. Oh yes, our website is www.honestliving4youngwomen.org. Okay, not com.org.
Yes, very good. And is there anything that you can say to maybe young ones or entrepreneurs just starting out? Something that you may wish you would have known that you've learned?
Yeah, I think of this one. So something that I would say is don't give up.
Yeah.
Always know that life is challenging. It's not fair. So don't expect it to be. Work around it. There's always a way out. I will always tell you that. It's always a way out. Don't ever cloud yourself with thinking you failed because it's just the beginning. You will never you will never know the worth until you failed and picked yourself back up.
I love that. That's huge. Thank you for that.
You are welcome. Yep. Also, to my people out here that might be struggling with suicide or anything like that, I believe in you.
Yeah.
You are worth it. And guess what? I will hurt if something happened to you.
Yeah.
My heart will hurt for you. So
I
love you.
I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming on my show. I see big things. I cannot wait. I know we talked about some type of collaboration partnership,
yes.
because I really feel like this type of platform is it can be healing.
Yes.
And really showing people, because when you look back, you're like, wow, I didn't see myself that way. Right. But now you are seeing yourself in a different light, in a different perspective.
It's just so beautiful seeing myself on like podcasting and seeing myself with like P30 was on their page, basically talking about who I am. I just feel like, wow, I'm finally telling my story.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm finally telling my story.
Yep. So always tell your story. Yes. You always have my platform. Everybody has my platform to tell their story. Yes. So this has been Our Generation with Melissa Shaw, where we educate, empower, and inspire. And I hope you have been educated on the needs of the young women and even men, and empowered to do something and inspired to be able to spread that. So please reach out to her, support everything that she does, because it's a village. We all have the same end goal.
Right.
We need to work towards that.
Yes. So
we are out.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.